Hey everybody, this is question 4 from the fall 2016 exam from RCBC, and I wanted to go over the answers here. And so this question, this open-ended question, is all about Le Chatelier's principle. Okay, so I'm going to answer these questions. Now, one of the things that I know about any Le Chatelier's principle question is make sure that you answer the question that is being asked. I know that people have a tendency to just tell me whether it's shifting left or shifting right, and that's not what we need to worry about. So I'm going to get rid of the calculator because we're not going to need the calculator in this case. Okay, and so let's look at what's going on here. It says the effective equilibrium on the partial pressure of NH3 when additional solid NH4HS is introduced into the container. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to increase the amount of solid here. But remember, solids do not play a role in the equilibrium constant. Okay, Kc in this case is just NH3 over H2S. So, and then it's over nothing because this is a solid. So if we add NH3, it's not going to change the equilibrium constant. So this is no change. Okay, so for question 2, it says determine the partial pressure of NH3 when additional H2S gas is introduced. And so when H2S gas is introduced, we have an excess, and what's going to happen is this reaction is going to shift toward the reactants in order to make more, in order to relieve the stress of the extra gases that were in there. And so that means that once we add it, this is going to go down a little, but this is going to go down from there. So this is going to decrease, okay, the concentration or the partial pressure of NH3 is going to decrease, and if shift left, great, okay, and that's why. Okay, the effect of the mass when temperature is increased. Okay, so this is a really good question because this hits a couple of things. First of all, it hits the idea that we have to look at the we have to look here at the exothermicity or the delta H or the enthalpy, whatever you want to call it, of the reaction. And so if it's positive, that means that the reaction needs energy to continue, so the heat is going to be here. Okay, this is an endothermic reaction. That's what that's saying. If it's endothermic, your delta H is on the reactant's side. So when we increase this, the reaction is going to shift away from here, and it's going to make more products. Okay, but in order to make more products, you need to use up NH4HS. The products don't just form out of nowhere. We need them to come from somewhere. So in this case, the solid doesn't has no effect. Or sorry, it's not that the solid doesn't have any effect. The solid NH4HS decreases because it's going to shift to the products. And so we need to make more products. In order to make products, we have to use up some of that solid. Okay? So when we add solid, that doesn't affect the partial pressure, but that doesn't mean that the amount of solid can't be affected. Okay, so that's the question 4 answer. Hope that helps.